I think it's terrible. And I truly believe, that he has a dog's mess on his hands. And with all this, it's where it stands. It's not going to do anything except get worse. And I would say he needs to resign.
New York Governor Andrew Cuomo responding to allegations of sexual harassment. And Charlotte Bennett, who's one of now 4 women who accuse Cuomo of inappropriate behavior as a third former aide, came forward late yesterday.
I do think that this is Democrats and society at large grappling with where the line is right now. What is an action that is so inappropriate, that is so egregious that a public official can no longer stay in office?
You're seeing a lot of Democrats who I think are resistant to the idea of a 4th term for Governor Cuomo. And who see him as a bully and who's run them over, Democrats I'm talking about.
Part of the reason why Andrew Cuomo was in some ways rising in the summer of 20 was because of that brash attitude, that kind of attitude where he felt like he could be the in charge, and you could tell that he was someone who would be tough. But that same style is also what aides, and more of them are coming out saying, created a toxic work environment. And I think it's going to be harder and harder for Democrats to either be silent or defend him as more and more of these aides come out.
It's important to note that Cuomo is not just facing these sexual misconduct allegations. The allegations of cooking the books essentially on nursing home deaths is really serious. And I think that gets to the heart of just his overall leadership of the state of New York through this pandemic.
I've never understood why Andrew Cuomo was viewed as the emperor of New York after he sent thousands of elderly people to their death last year in nursing homes. Now the chickens are coming home to roost, not only on that, but on the fact that he's another man who believes that he should have impunity because of who he is in the world of politics. It's utterly disgusting.
The reality is that Governor Cuomo sent sick COVID patients back into nursing homes and infected other people, and lives were lost because of those decisions. It's hard to think of any state that received more federal assistance during COVID than New York from the Trump-Pence administration. Whether or not that was ventilators or refurbishing the stockpiles, it was also basically the federal government creating a hospital in the Javits Center, sending the USS Comfort up to New York to be in the harbor for additional beds. There were all sorts of options he had. He made the wrong decision, and now there are allegations that he actually covered up and lied about the number of COVID deaths that actually occurred within the nursing homes because of his decisions. Those are incredibly serious allegations, and I think he's on very tenuous standing.
I think that's just bad decision making. I don't know that there's anything illegal. Clearly people died, and there's a terrible price for all families who lost a loved one to pay. But it was a decision. So, I'm still curious as to what exactly anyone could say that was done illegally.
At what point does this become disqualifying for him?
Listen, Margaret, I'm going to stay where I've been on this is deeply troubling. And more data points make it even more troubling. And an independent investigation, which all parties appear to have come to the conclusion was the right road forward, I would agree with that. Let's see where that comes out. And I would just say every person, regardless of who they are, who has a concern, has a right to be heard, and that concern has a right to be investigated. And God willing, that's what will happen here.
I've seen a rush to judgment before, and I think the investigation should proceed and make a decision later. And that's what I would hope that everyone would do, and allow this process to go through. Allow the investigation to be completed. Allow the person to be able to defend themselves and tell their story too.
This really shouldn't be a partisan issue. What we should want for everybody is absolutely due process, absolutely investigate the claim, make sure they're credible, but no tolerance, zero tolerance for sex pests and pigs like these.
Well, that is one way to sort of end that segment there. I think there is universal agreement that we are all tired of seeing this bad behavior from people that are supposed to be role models.